What's up everyone, Mahomie7 here and welcome to my first YouTube video. Today we're going to be looking at my DC movie figures collection, and why not start with the Justice League. So here we have Superman, which is the BVS version of this character, and I feel like this figure is probably the best out of the ones they released. The face sculpt's definitely the best. And here we have Aquaman. The movie was great. I love the movie. That's a pretty good figure. He has ankle pivot and double jointed knees. This is a good figure and a good movie. Check it out, Aquaman, if you haven't already watched it. Here we have Wonder Woman, who herself basically saved the entire DCEU because, yeah, Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, not so good of movies. Here we have Cyborg. Not a interesting character. I really didn't like. I like Cyborg and my Teen Titans, and that's about it. I don't think he really belongs in the Justice League. Here we have the Flash, Ezra Miller, who I thought did a pretty good job. He was funny as hell, but yeah, they're not making a movie about him. I hope they do though. Here we have Batman, Batfleck, and yeah, now that he's retired as Batman, maybe you can play an older Batman in a Batman Beyond movie or something. I don't know. Here we have Mira, who wasn't actually in Justice League that much, aside from like one scene, but I like putting her up in my display. She looks pretty good with all these characters. Yeah, this is my Justice League. DC here are basically like side characters in like DC movies. Here we have Steve Trevor. Okay figure, really good character in the movie. Jor-El from Man of Steel. That's a pretty good figure. I love the paint apps, really cool paint apps. And Hippolyta and whatever like Amazon that is, I don't remember. All I know is that I bought her for like $3 on Amazon, which was a pretty good deal. So there's these, they look pretty good. DC Multiverse figures are not the greatest, I'm gonna have to say, especially the articulation, but their paint apps for the most part pretty cool, and sculpting's pretty cool too. Here's Steppenwolf. Cool character, but look at his face. Gray, hand, white. That still bothers me. His hand's like a toothpaste color while his face is a different color. But I love this figure though. Other than that, really cool paint, sculpt, and design. Here we have some parademons. They look pretty good. I was gonna army build a lot of them, but then I bought 3 and got bored. Here we have the 3 mother boxes. These look cool, I guess. Not the greatest things. Then we have some other villains. Lex Luthor, who pretty much sucked. In Batman v Superman, it's a villain. But here's the character. I don't like the other version of this action figure where he has the hair. Lex Luthor should always be bald. That's the thing. But yeah. He looked like he was trying way too hard to be the Joker from The Dark Knight, down to the hair, but not as good. Here we have Ares from Wonder Woman. Not that good of a villain, I'm gonna have to say, but figure looks pretty cool. This isn't his look in the movie. He had a different look in the movie, but this figure is pretty cool. Here we have Ocean Master, who I thought from Aquaman was a pretty good villain. And this figure is pretty cool. He has ankle pivot. He has the new type of DC Multiverse articulation. I really like this. Back there, you can barely see him, is the trench creature from Aquaman. He's the Build-A-Figure, which I feel like he should have been a single carded figure instead of a Build-A-Figure, but it is what it is. Fuck it. Here we have General Zod and Feora, who I thought were pretty good villains from Man of Steel. And these look pretty sweet. I'm just gonna still have to say. These were released back in 2013, and these still hold up. Pretty good figures, especially the Fiora one. She looks really good. The paint apps look amazing. And then here we have Black Manta, who I really didn't like the actor playing him in the movie, but this figure is really cool. Yeah, this is my villains. These are the side characters. And then we have our main heroes. Yep, this is pretty cool. Okay, so here we have the Man of Steel figures. Here we have Superman, looking pretty cool. We have Jor-El, really cool detail there. I hope this picks it up. There's little like sparkles in his costume. It looks pretty cool. Here we have General Zod. I love this. I prefer this General Zod over this one because the armor it just looks so cool. I love the design of these characters. I love that this new, like, the Superman costume had this texture to it instead of being just like a flat blue. Here we have General Zod. I already showed you this. And then we have Fiora, which is a really cool figure. Look at that armor and the textures. This is a pretty cool figure. All of these are really good, except for the articulation, which is, well, it's not the strongest point of the DC Multiverse line. I love that they came with bases. These look really cool, and each character has their own. She has her own sign. He has his own, the Superman S, and then he would have the same thing as Superman because he's his dad. And then that's the Zod sign. Yep. Man of Steel, pretty good movie. I love it. I don't know why critics took a shit on it, but I still love it. Here we have the BVS wave. Here we have the Superman, which is my favorite Superman figure that I have. Wonder Woman, that face sculpt, not so good, but the figure, the sculpting's pretty good. The sculpting on all these figures is really, really good. Here we have Aquaman. The paint apps look amazing on this figure. All the tattoos, all the detail, really cool. Articulation, again, for none of these figures, not so good. Here we have the Nightmare Batman, which is the cringiest thing ever. The movie, yeah. This look just cracks me up. Here we have Lex Luthor, cringy villain, not so good. This figure's not good either. It's pretty bad figure, pretty bad villain. Let's just move on. This guy, I don't even know if he was in the movie. He's just part of the wave, I guess. And then we have probably the best thing about this wave, which is the armor Batman, and the best thing about the movie. This figure is pretty cool. All the sculpting detail, the paint apps, they look pretty cool. And then the collect and connect piece is this Batman grapple gun. I would rather prefer if they made a Doomsday, but it is what it is. It's cool to have, but I'd rather prefer if they made a Doomsday. Here we have the Suicide Squad. Here we have Rick Flag. El Diablo. Pretty cool character. He's actually my favorite character from the movie. The figure does not do it justice, although the tattoos look pretty cool. On all of these, I love the designs of the characters and the actors that were playing them in the movie, but the movie literally had no plot. Probably my least favorite movie in the DCEU, although the bar is not set that high up for the DC movies. Here we have Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, probably the best character in the movie in terms of the performance. Then we have the disappointing Joker, the disappointing figure. Yeah, let's just look at the eyes. Yeah, that's just messed up. Here we have Killer Croc, which is the collect and connect piece. He's alright. And then Captain Boomerang and Katana. Yeah, these characters basically did nothing throughout the movie, except for maybe a couple of laughs. Then we have this Harley and Joker figures. And then, yeah, the eyes are really messed up on that figure. And this figure is just bland looking. There's nothing special about it. The movie itself is just not good. Here we have the Wonder Woman movie figures, which Wonder Woman's probably the best DC movie to come out in recent years. So here's Wonder Woman. She first arrives to mankind. Here is the Themyscira Wonder Woman from the beginning of the movie. Here is Chris Pine. I don't remember the character from the movie, but he was a really good character. And this figure's pretty alright. Not the best thing. Here we have Wonder Woman's mom, Hippolyta, which is the texture on this figure is pretty cool. And the armor looks pretty cool. The sword. This is a pretty cool figure. And then we have an Amazon, whose name I don't remember. She looks pretty cool too. And then the collect and connect piece for this wave is the Ares, which is not the design from the movie, but he is a cool figure. I'd rather have this figure than the one that was actually in the movie, which is just like a grumpy old man screaming at Wonder Woman, third act. Here we have the Justice League movie wave, which is probably one of the best waves to come out of DC Multiverse. I mean, individually these figures don't look as good, but standing together, yeah, look, that looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm not rich enough to afford the NECA or Mezco or whoever makes the fancy ones that cost like $100 each, but these figures do. This is the Cyborg who showed up in like 0.5 seconds of the movie. This Batman with the sunglasses or whatever, the goggles. Yeah, that not my favorite look for Batman. This Superman's pretty cool, but the face is oh, he has that lip from the movie. That doesn't look good. And then the Cyborg, which I already said, come on, put Cyborg in the Teen Titans, not in the Justice League. He does not belong there. And then we have the Flash, which is a really cool figure. I love the little wires and things that run across his costumes. It looks pretty cool. And here we have Batflick. Cloth cape, not my favorite. But the figure, this is my favorite version of the Batflick Batman. And then we have the Wonder Woman. Yeah, her character is probably one of the best to come out of the DCEU. This figure's alright. The proportions are off. The shoulders are too broad. The waist just looks weird. But the face is good. It's better than the first one that came out in the BVS wave. Here we have Aquaman, which is not my favorite costume. The Aquaman movie costume from his own movie looked a lot better than this one. And then here we have Mira, who was in like 1 or 2 scenes of the movie. I wish she had a bigger role. But yeah, this figure's pretty cool. I love this figure. These two look pretty cool standing next to each other. And then here we have Steppenwolf, which is, he was a really disappointing villain, but he looks really cool. And then here we have the Parademons, which alone, one figure, pretty crappy, but together they look pretty cool. Here we have the Aquaman movie wave, which is a really cool wave. This wave has the best articulation by far. It has the double jointed knees, the ankle pivot. This wave is pretty cool. This costume for Aquaman, the classic costume, is my favorite. It looks a lot better than the other one from the other movies. This figure is pretty awesome. That face sculpt's pretty cool too. Here we have the Mera. I like this Mera better than the one that came out in the Justice League movie wave. Probably because her costume's a lot vibrant and I like the face more. It's a lot better. Here we have Ocean Master, which was, a lot of people said he was a generic villain, but I thought he was a pretty cool villain in the movie. And yeah, he has the better articulation. Here we have the Trench Creature, which is an alright figure. Not the figure that I would have chosen to be the Build-A-Figure. He looks more like a figure that'd be single-carded, but it is what it is. And then here we have the Black Manta, which, disappointing villain in the movie, but really cool figure. This figure's really cool. I love this figure. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. Don't forget to subscribe because I really need it. This is my first video. Be nice. Probably my editing's gonna be shitty and my video itself is probably gonna be really bad. And there's also an Instagram account that I created, Mahomie7. Follow that. I'll be posting cool pictures of these characters, these figures on there. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is what I just said. And then subscribe to my channel and like this video if you thought this was alright. Which I think this video is probably going to end up being pretty shitty. Probably not even going to post it, but fuck it. Alright, thanks for watching.